This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're welcoming back an old friend. We know him as the old social media guy. For a while, the world knew him as 100% That Tim, and these days he goes by Tim Collins. Here's a little taste of what you can find on his social channels.
This is a public service announcement by him.
Just jumping on really quickly to say, remember to fucking educate you fucking moron pieces. It's not that fucking hard. Amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.
Welcome, Timmy!
Tim Collins, welcome back.
Back to my roots.
I know, that's right.
Stomping ground.
Tim, this is amazing. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
It's
is
just
amazing
amazing to see you, and we followed your career. Often we talk about the people who have left us and gone on to bigger and better things, and we mention you all the time, right?
Oh,
and when you're in the sharing offices with all of us and being a part of the show, you started forging your way into Instagram and TikTok and doing your own stuff. And there was a couple of times where you just started getting a couple of bucks here and there, and then you decided, I'm going to go for this. How nerve-wracking was that?
It was scary because I worked in radio for 8 years.
Yeah.
And I had a consistent income. So
Yeah.
I was going into the unknown. But I just took the risk. I was I think I'd had one or two, brand deals and, it didn't pay me very much, but I was I'm going to quit my job, leave my full-time job and become a content creator. And
yes. And you
I've landed on my
you
feet,
worked
so
in
that's good.
retail part-time retail for a while just to pay the rent and
Yes.
also give you a source of lots of material.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time I came in to see you at Converse, you were never there.
Oh, I know. They would always say, oh, my God, Sean from Nova's coming to see you. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We're-
for a
we're
discount,
friends.
obviously. When you started with us, I recall, you had about 6,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah.
You now have 668,000.
Which is so crazy. I'm like, oh my God, people.
And what is it
what the hell?
on TikTok? What are you on TikTok?
I don't really check my numbers, but 700,000.
And your videos routinely get more than 1 million views. Routinely.
It honestly is insane. Sometimes I'm like, holy moly, what?
Holy moly.
Thank you for not swearing.
Blows my mind. I know.
Yeah.
What's the average day in the life of a content creator?
I wake up, have a coffee.
Wait, when are you waking
Well,
up?
you're filming it, obviously. I mean, we don't know a content creator has gotten up unless it's been filmed and broadcast.
Absolutely.
But no alarm, right?
Absolutely. No. Oh, no. I mean, I'm my boss, so that's kind of fun.
Yep.
Can you
I don't have
tell
to
us
report to
about
anyone.
the TikTok Awards? Nat was mentioning
Yeah, so
it to us.
you were nominated for Content Creator of the Year.
Comedy content creator of the year.
Oh, sorry.
I know.
Comedy. Yeah, so
not the big one, but didn't get it. But just to be nominated, I was like, oh my God.
who beat you out? Who won?
His name's Havea.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. He's very nice. Havea. Actually, he's from Perth. So.
Oh, get out.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think lives somewhere else now.
Yeah,
right.
He's got his
as do
TikTok
you.
award. Yes.
So you moved to Melbourne to pursue this because there's just bigger markets, more opportunity to do things and collaborate with businesses.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's just definitely a lot more opportunity, I think, over in the East Coast. And I thought, you know what, I want to really send it and just go for it. Because I feel like, if I'm going to die, I'd rather die knowing, oh my God, I gave it a red hot crack,
Yeah.
And so far it's been really good, opportunities to host things and, go to different events, meet new people. And it's just honestly crazy how my world has just completely changed.
Tim,
in a
our
few
good
years.
friend Harry is doing exactly the same
I
thing.
know,
He's moved over to
I
Melbourne,
know.
and he's doing the same thing. So, when does it start becoming so frequent that you're actually making money, and what does it feel like?
Oh my God. Well, it feels amazing because I've, not to brag, but I didn't get paid that much when I worked here. So.
No, we know.
I know.
We know because you used
Ross
to
knows.
steal out of our wallets.
Someone said a free coffee?
Exactly.
But it feels good,
It's just the norm.
Yeah, and it's just insane, the kind of how much money people can actually make online in all different forms. And that's the other thing, Harry and I do completely different things, but where there's a market for us. all
Yeah.
to thrive,
there are lots of niches, and that's why when I say I've never heard of Havea, so many people have obviously
Absolutely.
because that's the niche. It's the beauty of it.
And I'm sure you get a lot of good deals Have you had any really lame collaboration requests?
Well, I mean, upon reflection, I don't think it was that lame, but I did get reached out to get a hair transplant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what are you trying to say? I'm aware my hairline's receding. Thanks for bringing it up.
So when are you off to Turkey?
I know. Well, I was like, yes, I'm keen. And then they didn't reply. So, yeah.
Oh, that's
hair
hurtful.
transplant.
Yeah.
So if anyone's listening who can give me a hair transplant,
Yeah.
I'm actually
I
interested.
mean, because you've got a great beard, though, so you're not
you.
without hair. It's just slipped down.
I know. It's like actually really sad because I'm just like, oh my God, no one tells you about this when you get older. You
No.
know? You lose my clowning glory, you know?
You're beautiful, man, Tim.
Tim.
What's the inside that
You,
counts?
Roz.
Yeah, being bald. There's nothing wrong with being bald. Don't
I know.
worry.
I'm just not ready to let go.
You've had some really good opportunities recently. I was just saying that you're in the UK. Were you in Bali recently as
I was
well?
in Bali,
So do
yep.
people fly you there? Tell us.
So,
Go to the UK first and then...
well, UK's coming up. but
Oh, it's
I
coming
went
up.
to,
Okay.
Where did I go? Japan and South Korea. So I
that's
went
right, yes.
over to work with Klook, a travel company.
Yes.
And they sent me over to go and just explore Japan and South Korea and have experiences and then just make videos while I was there.
So
and
good.
Do they
unreal.
give you money to spend, or do you have to keep receipts? Like, well, you know.
Oh, yeah, to claim back on your tax.
and claim it back.
Yes, receipts. So
Wait, is that a paid opportunity, or are they just covering your costs to go there?
paid and covered the cost.
So you get a free holiday and you get paid to do it.
to do it. Yes. I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what is my life? Like, I literally can't believe it.
And you did the whole thing dressed as Carol.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I definitely packed more wigs than I did own my own.
So if you're not familiar with Tim's work, it varies broadly, really, does it? You have quite the range. So there is the characters that have a wig, and Carol's the classic one. That's Carol from The Office. You know Carol from The Office.
Yeah.
She's the one who's complaining about everyone, and she happens to wear a neck brace.
Yes.
And have a little bit of an erotic frisson with Rod
From IT.
from IT.
Oh my God, you're up with that. I love it.
Was Rod based on anybody?
Look, I don't want to confirm nor deny, but maybe there was some inspiration in this building.
I'm worried about who Carol is. Then is
I know
Carol
who
from
she
this
is.
building? And of course, so the great characters like that. You're famous for doing a Triple J announcer as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timmy Turtleneck.
Yes.
yeah.
Give us a bit.
Okay.
And normally you would be doing this into the world's filthiest hairbrush, by the way. I have nightmares about that hairbrush, but we'll let you do it into a proper microphone.
You're listening to Triple J. Hey, it's Timmy Turtleneck taking you through your Saturday afternoon. Hope it's a goodie. Gonna play you a brand new track from a band blowing up right now in Byron Bay. They're a deep house, neo soul, smooth jazz reggae band. Gonna play that for you right after this one. Billie Eilish.
I'd laugh, but I've seen him have a go at commercial announcers, which I reckon you got from me.
Oh, no, I literally was on a podcast and they asked me to do my Triple J impression, and then they're like, oh, you worked in radio. And I was like, yeah, commercial radio. And they're like, give us like an impression of a commercial radio announcer. And I was like, well, I worked at Nova with this guy named Ross. So, hey, it is Ross with you on Nova.
That's it. Well
Fresh
done.
hits and throwbacks.
Nailed it.
That hurts.
Absolutely
That
nailed it.
Love you, Ross.
Do you think you can, like, places you haven't been? I know you said you're going to the UK because I saw the question, where should I go, and all that stuff. I thought you might have been. But can you think in your mind, okay, I wouldn't mind going to these places. Now I can find, all I have to do is find a company who will make that happen for me.
Which is crazy. Like, and, I mean, I could
Hit him
reach
up.
out. Yeah. I know. If you want to send me somewhere and I'll make videos for you, let me know.
Videos that lots of people are going to watch. That's that's the point of it, isn't it? Is that,
Absolutely.
Is the
And that's
reach
why they
that
do
you
it.
get.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, it's
Well,
wild.
we're so proud of you.
Here we are.
Well done,
I
guys.
know.
I'll
We
never
knew
forget
him
where I
when he
came
was
from.
nothing. And now look at him. He's a megastar. Have a great time back in Perth. I know you're here doing a charity thing for your mum's works charity.
Yes, Hannah's House. I'll shout them out, actually. They help children with life-limiting and complex conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I'm seeing their high tea event, so
Good on you, mate.
it'll be fun.
With
my actual sister brother, Hanaconda, Drag Race superstar royalty.
What an event.
We've had Hannah
Oh,
Connor
no,
in
what
here a
an
number
event.
of
You say
times.
what event. I'm like, what a family. Thanks, Tim. We love you so
Love you
much.
guys.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Jordan Clark, he's in the house. It's good to see Clarky. What a game he played last week. Morning, Clarky.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
We're super. To the game itself, it was a tough finish. Obviously, every statistic was dominated by you guys on the weekend, other than the scoreboard.
Yep. Yeah, it's not easy to hear that again. But, unfortunately, we fell on the wrong side of it. But, we sort of touched on it. Far more impressive performance from what we consider is pretty important to us. So, obviously, you play most games like that, you'll win more than you don't. So, hopefully we can dish out something like that similar this weekend and take the 4 points.
Can I ask you, at halftime when you came in, you always go through vision in your groups. Was it pointed out that just the inside 50 connection and people missing, the short ball?
What does vision mean? You go through
you go through.
You watch something that you just did.
Watch the video.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit about the connection, but it was also, in the first quarter, we coughed up 4 absolute gimmies to them.
Yeah.
There's just no way they should have been in front on the scoreboard at quarter time. But, 4 easy stuff-ups, 4 goals, it's probably the difference at the end of the day. So, we weren't able to take ours, but they were able to take their opportunities, and that's the game sometimes.
Back page of today's paper. You seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I would like to put my house on Luke Jackson.
Of Luke Jackson, that's right. With a little, devil's horns, essentially.
Now, where there's smoke, there's fire.
I know.
So a lot of these stuff's made up, by the way.
He wants to go back to Melbourne. What? Has he told you that?
I'm pretty close to Luke Jackson, and he's out. No, I'm just...
His collar's popped up, wearing black, and he's ready to go.
I'm pretty good mates with Luke, and it's as Shaun touched on, a lot of it is made up. Someone makes a rumour up over here, or someone throws a little story out there like this, and people get a hold of it, and it's all of a sudden it's
Didn't Max Gawn throw a little bit of fuel on the fire
he did.
on a podcast? Yeah,
He did.
Yeah.
Start of the week it was.
That sounds like we might have wanted people to listen to his podcast. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Your friendship group, when someone becomes someone, a name, then suddenly there's the potential of them talking about your personal life. Is that a conversation that you have to have with your friends when you got to AFL, or is it just an understanding that your friends would say, we're not going to be speaking about you to the press or to people or telling them on your personal stuff? How to deal with that? Because it's an awkward thing.
Well, yeah, most of my friends and close family probably dislike the press anyway for what they say.
Not Nova, though. They love Nova, though, don't they?
Yeah, they love Nova. Yeah, they tune in every day. But a lot of my close mates and that sort of, I don't even think that thought would even go to their head, to be honest.
But there's all these people, like in, say, the rugby league or whatever, and they're having fun with their friends at a party, and then there's a video leaked, and someone there was taking a video, and it might be out of context.
It's actually happened a couple of times.
Yeah, and I'm sure those people trusted those people, so it's never a conversation, though.
No, not with my mates. I think they'll pretty much know.
Yep.
They wouldn't do it to me anyway. And
you don't do anything bad,
and that's
so
the
it's
other
fine.
thing.
Nice,
Yeah.
He does look really polite,
it's
doesn't he?
in the numbers.
He seems very student counsellor.
Nah, never.
Oh, no, I wouldn't go that far.
Never go on.
Wow. You look like a
actually on the
polite
other-
young man to me.
Always in trouble at school, actually.
you?
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
Did you get a Year 12 certificate?
Just scraped through.
Yeah.
Yep.
He broke,
No
in,
ATAR
he
for
broke
you.
in and got it, Sean, because they didn't give it to him.
No ATAR for me.
Did you win any of the awards? Like the Phys Ed award you would have won?
I don't even think we have. I actually get this right. We had I'm a Ducks at Guildford. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Of the vet
Ducks
course.
of what?
Of the vet.
Okay. That's still important.
Yes, mate.
of the colouring
That still
squad.
counts.
Yeah. Of the paper mache team.
He's the one that ate the least glue, which is great. So you're the Ducks of that, yeah?
Yeah. Pretty impressive,
Were
isn't
there
it?
many other students doing VET that year?
Yeah, pretty much the whole boarding house.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how it worked because we'd copy each other's papers and everything. Everything we did was exactly the same answers, and somehow I came out on top.
You
I
came
don't
out on
know. It's
top.
good. Better penmanship and stuff.
Yes.
And your boarding house, the boarding house you're in, what was that like?
When I was at Guildford, it was pretty run down by that point.
Yeah.
but
They've
no,
built a
it's-
new flash one,
Yeah.
because my niece is boarding at Guildford now because
Yeah.
they got girls in. They had to build a new boarding house,
yeah,
and it's
right.
Yeah.
it's much fancier.
So is it like in America? You see they've got the house mothers and stuff like that. You know that look.
Yeah.
Do you ever? Is there a
Yeah,
house?
we had a couple. Yeah,
Yeah, and what do they do? It's the rule makers.
yeah, just grumpy old women.
they were probably 24, were they?
They weren't. No, we had a few lovely old house mothers, but a lot of them were ex-students from the school. So
Yeah.
Oh,
they
right.
come back. At that time, it was all boys. So
Is it
Yeah.
fun? Was it fun?
yeah, great fun.
Yeah?
Best 2 years I reckon I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Anarchy.
none of us got
Anarchy.
sent away
No.
because our parents
No,
loved us.
I wanted to. We couldn't afford it.
This game on a Saturday against GWS got themselves back into form.
Jesse Hogan kicked the bag.
And the other thing to do that is, Nat, you make a really good point. Last time he was the difference in the game because he kicked the bag too. How are you going to settle him down?
I think I'll go to him this week. And,
Yeah, come on, son. Run through him.
I'll back Moose or Coxie to get that done. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, play a pretty similar brand to what we did last week, and it should take us a long way in the game. And hopefully, we can fall on the right side of it this week.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Gruen is back for its 17th season, and the host with the most, of course, joins us once again. Will Anderson, hello.
Yeah, hello. They have brought us forward to 8 o'clock because our ageing ABC audience needs to get to bed.
100% will. 17 years. You ever look back at what you look like when you were first hosting the show?
Fresh.
Because there's some photos in our hallway here, and you walk past them every now and then, you go, oh, my God.
Well, my advice is to any kid listening right now is there's going to be a lot of fashion that comes your way. The coolest thing.
Well,
don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Wear basics for your entire life.
I must admit that, so basically when I was doing the Glass House on the ABC, within 5 years, I reckon I had, I'm going to say 30 different haircuts. And I had an ex who used to like to get out the DVD and just flip between my bad eras of haircuts, where I was good. Oh, Blink 182, that was a great look. But in Gruen, I have literally been wearing the same suit for the last 17 seasons, 17 years of wearing the exact same suit, because we only wear it 10 times a year, every year. So, you don't need a new suit. And so, literally, you can do a flip book of me aging, basically.
In the same clothes.
It's only your face that changes.
So it's the black suit.
Older and older and older.
Have you only got one black suit?
It's the ABC, of course, there's only one.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And everyone shares it.
I was going to say it's one black suit and it fits Adam Hills and me, but
it's like sort of the travelling pants. For some reason, it just moulds to people's bodies.
There's actually someone we're talking about on the show, about Bob Irwin.
Yes.
On this show today. And Baby Bob, I literally own shoes that are older than Bob Irwin. Yeah. And Baby Bob, we remember him being dangled in front of a crocodile by his beloved dad, and that's how we first were introduced to him. And now he's a fully grown adult with his, clothes off in his undies doing an
and a python around his neck. Yeah,
no, I don't know about
it. Doesn't sit well.
One down his pants, and I think one on his palm. It is.
Yeah,
it made me some real weird feelings seeing Bob. And we'll get to see the whole lifespan of Bob, from Baby Bob through this era of Bob, and then maybe if he does let it go at some stage, we get to see Slob Bob as well. We get the whole
Slob Bob
experience.
But
don't
you think though? So you had that photo shoot. That photo shoot was in his underwear, snakes all around him, all that sort of stuff. The weirdest part is that Terry was just to the left.
I know.
A lot of the women who look at Bob
I find it very uncomfortable.
I can't look
because he was a child.
I mean, and then they look. Then you look, didn't you?
It's like when Harry Potter got pubes and he was in that play.
I put my hand over his face and then looked at him, and it wasn't so bad.
Is that better? I don't know if that is better. You put Steve's face on Bob's body. And you just go,
oh no, that's not right either.
Okay, crikey. Can I tell you this?
Go.
This is a true story. I was lucky enough to meet Steve a couple of times, and once I met him with Terry, and I was catching an elevator with them up to the 6th floor to do a radio interview together. And while they were in the lift, it was just me and them in the lift, and they started making out with each other.
Oh,
did they really? How
my God! So you're third wheeling the Irwins.
Yeah, I was just I was standing as far away as you can in a lift. They were in one corner, I was in the other corner, but it was real affectionate.
Susan Leigh, we've been talking about the
Susan
fact,
Leigh, yeah.
Sorry, Leigh, we were talking about the fact that she put an extra S in her name because she's all about astrology, right?
Well, Will took an L out of his. Is that the reason why?
Yeah, that is actually the reason why. You're right. But now, under the Susan, obviously because I'm an ABC employee and we have to be balanced, I will be adding back that L and I'll be putting an extra L in. It's now Will with 3 L's, so I've gone the other direction.
So put your numerology into an online character, your full name, which is William James Anderson. And your number one, your destiny number. So your number's 119. Your destiny number means that your resourcefulness and you've got nervous tension.
That sounds right, Will.
Actually, that actually is pretty accurate. That does sum me up pretty well.
Yeah. So the next one is your...
wearing the same suit for 17 years.
Yeah.
You're amazingly accurate.
The next one is your heart's desire, and that's number one. And that means number one is the desire to succeed, be above average, and for controlling your own destiny. And
you've nailed that.
Which he does.
That's you to a T.
That is you.
I mean, can you imagine his actually a real thing, and Australia becomes the numerology country. That's what the Liberals get in on. It's all numerology.
Yes.
Look, we don't know. We haven't got the budget to add up, but we've got some great numbers, and they're going to fix everything.
Well, it's always a pleasure. We'll catch up again soon, buddy.
Thank you.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
G'day, Mav. How you going?
We could talk all things kids sport because it feels like that's all like we're doing at the moment in our house. So, for everyone out there that's got multiple children, we've got 3. And all our 3 kids are doing multiple sports. So whether it's football, basketball, netball, hockey, they're all doing multiple. So I feel your pain out there if you've got plenty of sports you're running around to at the moment.
I want to know, right, so you coaching, Shaun, you've done coaching. Do the other teams call it unfair when they see an ex-AFL player coming into coach, or have you heard about that?
I don't think unfair.
It's not unfair.
But they want to beat you.
Yeah, they want to beat you. So it's not like it's unfair.
It's motivation.
Our team's going to meet Matthew Pavlich's team, sort of thing, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And not that you keep score, but...
How many years afterwards of this?
I tell you what, the kids do.
But I reckon there's a bit of extra spice when it comes up against
That's
it. But,
funny.
I mean,
Bragging rights.
can you remember any stirring speeches throughout your time, Shaun? That
you just
gave
swore
the
a lot.
players? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gave one about oranges because we were getting smoked
might have
by
heard this
Melville.
before, yeah.
We were getting smoked by Melville.
Can
It
you
was
give it to us?
half-time. There's too many words that need to be beeped, but it goes along the lines of, and we all know junior sport, right? So half time comes and the bucket of oranges comes out, and everyone's just tucking in oranges left, right, and centre.
Well, someone's mum has taken the time to cut those up. Shaun.
Yeah, like it's going to give you superpowers, and this is going to be the difference, and we're all rehydrated and ready to go.
Yours were
and
always
then
just
I
steroids,
asked
weren't
the
they?
question about oranges because no one's looking at you and doing a bit of a spiel.
No.
So I asked the question to one of the kids about the oranges.
What did you say?
What was the question?
I said
Just
to them,
minus the swear words,
hey,
please.
Yeah, okay. I said, hey, so and so.
F and
How you
F
going with
and-
the oranges? What are they doing for you?
Oh, because he was having an orange?
Yeah, but there's many. But I just pointed at him. I
Yeah,
just got him.
that's-
He's never just going
he's
hard.
never had an orange again in his life.
This kid's
And
got
I had a-
scurvy
I had a-
now because of you.
I had a texter in my hand, and I pegged it.
Not at him, surely.
No.
How old were they at this stage?
No,
What,
they
10,
were right. They were
11?
14.
Okay.
14.
Well, at 3/4 time of the weekend, where and this is the thing about junior sport because you've also got a young umpire,
Yes.
right? And so some of our kids were a bit frustrated at some of the decisions, and I had to sort of I was like, look. Firstly, he's trying, he's learning, you're trying, you're learning. It was like a bit of a...
You were the nice one.
Well, no, but then I said, but hey, I was like, that's life. I was trying to give the life
Just poo in
lesson.
this show and move on.
A life lesson. And then people are like, oh, but I've made a mistake. So you can make a mistake. Don't worry. Just get to the next contest. So I was trying to get some life lessons into these, what are they, 10-year-olds?
One thing, Pav, I don't know what you did with the umpires, but early days when I was playing, I made sure I knew all the umpires' names. You know when they come in before and they'd shake your hand.
You were
like,
very
hello.
good at that.
Easier to threaten them.
100%. So when they made mistakes, which I believe they made mistakes, then I'd be able to call out their name, Nathan, and then there was a thing that you could look up on their stats.
Ooh.
So I remember Darren Goldspink, and this is at the SCG one day, and
he would give sprays back if you.
So
he
you
would.
would
He would
collect
call,
stats on an
go and get a
umpire.
kick or something.
He said something back to me, and I said, "Well, you're only 87. You're only right 87% of the time, so that's one of your 13%. Make sure you know."
What did he say?
He was just.
He would have had a
blown away.
crack back. He always had a crack back. I don't regret saying too many things to the umpires, but I remember one day, I won't say who it was, but I called them by their first name and I said, right now, you are the worst umpire in the AFL.
Ray?
No, it wasn't Ray.
John.
You are, I looked him dead in the eye because he sort of gave the free kick and stood on the mark. But I said, you right now, you are the worst umpire in the AFL.
Margets.
But you know what? It's good to be the best at something. Who do you think I was, Shaun?
Dean Marquette.
No, I didn't say it was
Dean Margate?
I
Pav
didn't
didn't say anything. Pav didn't say
No,
Pav definitely didn't nod.
As you know, since Shaun joined Nova, he's become very open and different to what he would have been in the locker rooms, and he declares who his boyfriends are. So,
I used to do that as well.
yeah, so his,
Nothing's changed.
his boyfriend for a while has been Jack Robinson, the surfer. But then today he boldly claimed that he loves, and also it sounded like in love with Will Anderson. And then I asked Shaun from his past and players, Fremantle Dockers, who would be the person that he would take as a lover. Shaun, your answer was
Matthew.
Matthew Pavlik.
I mean, it's
Now, don't feel
Pav's
like because he's
please
here
say
you have
me.
to reciprocate. Think about everyone you've ever played with and everyone's playing currently. Who would you, knowing their personality, their looks, what floats your boat?
Well, yeah.
Who would you take
Take me out because that's
as a
number
lover?
one. Just
No,
pretend
you're
that
in the
is-
mix.
No,
so
I'm
don't-
not in the mix.
Here you are.
Well, looks wouldn't be Shawnee, but
Oh, Simon Baker though.
personality and care and love and
Yes.
empathy for your teammates, he'd be number one. Shawnee would be.
You'd be the big spoon, though.
I'd be the spork.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Who would it be? Who would it
And you're
be?
giving an answer, which is even worse.
Yeah, I know. Who would be? Who's
Who
the
would
best,
take
who's
care
the
of your
best
soul?
looking Fremantle player that I played
You go
with?
home and you're going to feel safe, but also
Nat,
turned
any
on.
hints?
Well, I mean, like Fifey's rig in his heyday was pretty good.
Nah.
No, couldn't do it.
No, he doesn't
Couldn't
do it for us.
Medhurst was a bit
Everyone has
freaky.
their thing.
Yeah, no, but Meadows was too quirky for me.
That's right. Too left
Byron?
field.
Get right in your quirks.
Byron?
No, certainly not Brian.
What about Mods?
Yeah, but he
Sonny
was
Roger.
my idol. So it's
Yeah, so
a bit
it's-
weird.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I love how much you consider it,
let's-
though.
No, we need an answer
Luke
for the
McFarlane.
children.
Yeah,
Luke
Luke
McFarlane,
McFarlane.
because he can sing you to
He
sleep.
can
He can sing. He's intelligent.
Oh,
You know, we'd have
Yeah.
a really nice conversation over a bottle of wine together,
Yeah.
although he
That's
doesn't
true.
drink. So more for me. Even better.
We shared a bottle of wine. Yeah.
I drank 750 mils.
A truly beautiful couple.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Liam
Oh,
Bartlett,
diggity.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome,
In the house.
Liam Bartlett. It's so good to see you
How are
again,
you
sir.
guys? Yeah, thank you. It's always great to be here. I'll get a lift, Sean.
Yo, and so, as do we. This is
Well, I mean,
mutually beneficial for all of us.
I was talking metaphysically. You know, my whole metabolic rate goes up. I come in here, the heart starts pounding, but my skin starts glowing. It's unbelievable. I feel like sort of I'm, not Kim Kardashian on speed, but
You're on.
got that whole thing
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. We've got similar chest to Kim.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
And butt. What about his butt?
Oh, he's got a great butt, Liam.
Give me Kate's butt.
He's big on squats, hack squats in particular.
Now we better talk about Spotlight because that's you're all about Spotlight, and you've got. So talk to us about this episode this week because it wasn't a case that's front of mind for a lot of people.
No. When it first came
Yes,
out,
it was
I think,
big at the time, and then we forgot about it.
Well, the reason we forgot about it is because she went to jail.
So we're talking about what was it called? The iced coffee killer? Is that what it's called?
Yes. Well, there's a lady called Jessica Wongso.
Yeah.
And she's an Australian resident. And she was living in Sydney, since she was a young teenager.
Yes.
And she was best friends with another girl who is also, they're Indonesian by birth.
Yeah.
And this other girl, Myrna Salihin, they both went to the design school, what they call the Billy Blue Design School in Sydney.
Yep.
Because they both come from fairly wealthy families.
Yep.
Anyway, cut a long story short, Myrna, having been to the college, Myrna went back to Indonesia and was doing very well personally and professionally. And Jessica was not doing that well in Sydney. Anyway, she lost her job and then she lost a boyfriend and there was a few other bits and pieces, as you'll see on Sunday night. Anyway, she went back to Jakarta to catch up with Myrna, who had just been married.
Yep.
And she organised a coffee catch-up. Take note of this, Sean.
Yes.
Oh, no, I just bought coffee.
That's why I don't drink coffee. Sorry. Continue. Amy's just getting
Amy made you a coffee.
Anyway, she organised this coffee catch-up. So there was three girls together. Myrna, another girl called Hani, which was a mutual friend. Anyway, the three girls went to this cafe. Jessica got there about an hour and a half early and took the liberty of pre-ordering their drinks and got her friend Myrna an iced coffee. You know, Vietnamese iced coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Myrna took one sip, started frothing at the mouth, convulsing, fell over, and an hour later she was dead.
Yeah, right. And so what sort of poisoning was it? They must have.
Cyanide.
Okay, so that's serious stuff.
Whoa.
And that's something that you could just throw in.
Well,
if given the opportunity.
And there sort of unravels the murder mystery, right?
So she was convicted, yeah?
She was convicted.
Yes.
So
so we don't have to say allegedly because she was convicted.
There was a trial for 4 months,
Yes.
5 months.
Yeah.
It's the biggest criminal trial in Indonesian history. Like, it was
Crikey.
telecast every day. Found guilty, and they gave her... The death penalty was up for grabs, but they decided to give her 20 years.
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
She served 8. And she's just got out.
Wow.
So she's trying to rebuild her life. And
And she thought by to do that, she would talk to you.
She would sit down with me and have a chat.
A convicted killer, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean... you know.
But she is asserting her innocence, I take it?
She's never owned up to it.
Right.
She's always said she was innocent. But the way she was smiling inappropriately, where
I
she
fear that
shouldn't
that's
be.
what I would do
Yeah,
because
like-
I'm somebody that tends to start laughing when
sometimes
I'm
under
nervous.
pressure, and you're nervous.
Yeah.
Well, they labelled her in Indonesia. They labelled her the smiling coffee killer.
Yeah, so even when the friend was convulsing and on the floor and clearly in some distress.
Well, there is CCTV of that.
Yeah.
Of her standing by the side of the table. We'll show you that on Sunday night. It's amazing that. But all through the trial, like going to the court every day, even when she was convicted, still sort of smiling in the face of doom.
Yeah.
You know, pretty amazing. She had 2 appeals. Both of them got chucked out.
Yeah,
Now
right.
she's got this thing called a judicial review, which is where this panel of judges gets together. It's a bit like our High Court appeal, right?
Yeah.
It's Last Chance Cafe.
Yep.
But she wants it to rule in her favour. That's the motivation for her sitting down
Yes.
with us, sitting down opposite me.
Oh,
I mean, you
okay.
have to have some reason, right?
And do you think after having done that it will work? The interview with you will work in her favour or work against her?
Well, I'll ring you on Monday morning. I'll see what you reckon because see, she wants to come back to Australia because she's a permanent Australian resident.
Yes.
And some of her family are here, still in Sydney. So, but she can't come back. She's on parole until 2032.
Yes. So yeah, because she's paroled, she can't back.
Yeah, she can't come back unless she's ruled innocent.
How interesting.
When is the Indonesian government going to stop you going over there? Because you are uncovering a whole lot of
Did you do
stuff.
this story at the same time that you're in
really
Indonesia
lovely.
for the electric vehicle battery story?
I don't want to be
Oh,
down in
separately.
Leggy
No,
in one day,
you
walking the streets with you, having the bintang, and someone comes up and goes, "Mate, we've been looking for you for years."
I've waited years for you to invite me to the family Bali holiday.
It's so weird. It's so weird that you haven't been invited on that.
I can't understand it.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Nazim Hussain, welcome back.
Hello. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And you're a comedian too. You've been getting up.
I mean, I wouldn't put myself in the same bracket as you, but thank you. I have been getting up a little bit.
You were on last week
Oh,
for
yeah,
Mother's Day.
I did a Mother's Day gala on
God.
Sunday. Yeah,
Doing it, mate.
yeah. That was,
Probably
that was
doing
just
it.
a cheeky 10.
Sheesh. You're still in my
Where
audience.
I just
mate.
spent the whole time bagging out my mum.
That's my shtick.
You do too. Absolutely.
I've met your mum, actually. I sat next to her at you hosted Raw Comedy years ago, and your mum was sitting next to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was late too.
Oh,
and
wait, that was years ago.
Yeah, and then
that was
she-
when I first got into comedy.
Yeah, and she sat there. So you were hosting Raw Comedy,
Oh, okay.
and she was sitting there, and she was so proud.
Oh my god,
she was so
yeah.
proud.
She makes it known that she's there. Was she wearing like something bright?
Yes, she was.
So this
yeah.
year she's come. So the Melbourne Comedy Festival was like 22. I did 26 shows, and she came to about 15 of them.
Wow.
And like she'll act all like she comes in a little bit late. So
Yeah,
there's
she
a bit
does.
of a bit of an entrance, and then I acknowledge her. She stood up and bowed to everybody in the audience.
Yeah.
So she was.
I love
is
her.
so great.
I love her so much. But she's proud as punch of you.
Proud as much, but when I first started doing stand-up, actually, I used to work at PwC. I was a professional.
Yeah, you were
what
a
do call
tax
it?
consultant or
Yeah,
something, weren't you?
I studied law science, then ended up there. But anyway, it was the first flyer on the table at the uni. It said, "You don't need a commerce degree to work for us," and then so I clearly didn't. Anyway, so if you got tax advice from me, get a second opinion.
Yes, exactly. Oh, they're all in prison. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Nazim, I ask this a lot. There's a lot of comedians who start in law.
Yeah, because it's real boring, man. It's like, but also like, I guess you kind of got to have a level of arrogance to be a lawyer.
Yeah, true.
You got to be good with your words, or you've got to care about words enough.
And you're smart, so that helps.
Smart enough, I guess, to quit law. But yeah, no. Anyway, so I remember when I started doing comedy, I was doing this show Legally Bound. I was working at PwC, and then I went to, I sort of quit, but didn't tell my mum. So I'd leave the house. I was living with her with a suit and tie, and then I'd go do the show, and then change back into my suit and tie
You're
to
like
go
the
home.
guy in the Full Monty.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. And then
Exactly. It was like a double life.
Yes.
I was hiding
Yeah,
from my mum
Yes.
instead of. Anyway, then she came to work like about 6 months into it to drop off lunch for me, and she goes to reception. She's like, "Hi, I'm just here to drop off lunch for my son Nazim. He works here, level 19." And they put my name in the thing, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, no, there's no Nazim." She's like, "No, he left the house this morning. He just forgot his life." And then they're like, "No,
You
he
were
hasn't
sprung.
worked here for 6 months." And then she was like, "What the blood?" And she called me up, "Nazim, I'm at work. Where the bloody hell?" I'm like,
Where were
I'm at
you?
a subsidiary. And I just made up this absolute crap. But then I think she knew. We never spoke about it.
What?
And
You
then-
never had a conversation about that ever?
But then there was like Julie. You remember Julia Zamira did that show Home Delivery?
Yes.
They came to our house to talk to my mum and just get a sense of my upbringing. And she goes, "So, Mrs. Hussain, how does it feel to know that your son, you left Sri Lanka for this better life to give him a good future? He became a lawyer, but then he's gone and done comedy. How does that feel?" And that was the first time she has heard it
put it all
expressed
together, yeah.
plainly like that. And she just smiled and it was just like, "Yes, he did that," and just sort of, and it was just like she was just mourning on television.
Yes.
in real time.
We interviewed you once, it was a long time ago, obviously, where you told us that you had rented a place and hadn't told your mum you were moving out of home. Do you remember that?
Gosh, I've told you a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
you have.
haven't I?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We've known you for a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
You've kept a lot from your mum, and she's not even that scary to sit next to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But wait till she faces you and starts asking you about your taxable income. Is that all you've done with your life? She's intense. But yeah, actually, that's right. First time I moved out of home, my friend, he actually lived in like some sort of kind of like a housing commission thing.
Right.
And he was away for a while, and he was like, "You want to stay there? I need someone to stay there, so I keep the flat."
Yes.
And so I was there for 6 months, and I sort of like over days just kept moving stuff out, and then
To
my
see
mum
if your
was
mum
like,
would notice.
"Yeah, where's the furniture going?" I'm like. Yeah, and there's IKEA receipts around the room. You know what? People say that like it's so weird that like adults need to seek permission from their parents and from these ethnic backgrounds. But the thing is, cost of living crisis, I'm going to say this, well, people complaining about house prices, that's a white kid problem, all right? For us, we live at home till we're like 33, 34.
Too scared to leave.
Exactly. We've saved enough to buy a house in cash, all right?
That is true.
I know. My friends are all like, "Oh my God, I can't buy a house in inner city Melbourne." It's like, yeah, well, why don't you freaking live with your parents till you're 45 and then you'll be able to afford like a one bedroom.
Because you're too scared to tell them you're moving.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Always good to have the governor in the house. Just checking on the governor.
Why are you puffing?
I'm not puffing.
What did you do? Just came sprinting in with 2 pieces of peanut butter on toast.
I tell you what, I was making toast. I heard the thing go on. I was like, Sean Sport's on.
Sean's got to be Sean Sport.
I think I need the frozen peas, Gov.
Hello,
The old
Gov.
hammy's feeling a bit, you know.
Need a rub.
I do. You offering?
After you've
I'll take one.
mate, for sure. I've got beautiful soft hands for you.
Hey, let's talk about you. You're missing another game.
Yeah, another one off. Obviously the concussion protocols and all that jazz. So unfortunately, I won't be back out there again this weekend.
Was this more of a precautionary thing for you, or did you not pass the protocols during the week?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yep.
Like, they're obviously pretty steadfast and
of course
health first.
Yeah,
so
it's important.
yeah, everything.
Obviously, you were a genius in your baseline testing, and it's hard to live up to.
I don't know if I was. I feel like every time I do it, I get dumber. So, it's pretty tough as is, but the combination of both with protocols and obviously testing and everything.
Yeah.
So the docs decide it's probably not ideal yet. So it's all part of it.
Gotta
I guess.
It's amazing, Gov, because you look back to that moment against Melbourne and you thought that you'd possibly hurt your cheekbone, and that was really it.
Yeah. That's exactly sort of what happened. I thought it was cheekbone, but obviously had a bit of a sore head after. But then the docs, as they do, which they're doing the right thing, is just checking everything. And
your cheek is fine.
Cheek's all good.
Your modelling career is still intact.
I was hoping for a bit of plastic surgery, the whole thing readjusted. So I was going to get the whole full facelift. But it's on the mend.
Did you have any lingering effects days after?
You do a bit. Yeah,
like
after a few headaches and all that sort of stuff, which I've had a few in the past. So I guess you've sort of got little symptoms from them over the years, but they're manageable. So it's a bit of that, and also because you can't really train as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to go through. It's a big process. So it's a lot of building,
it's
building
literally
up
step
and
by
stages.
step, isn't it? And they know it's very much laid out. So it's
Yeah, so it makes the 12 days makes it hard because you sort of got to get through certain things before, so you're ready to play and train.
Yeah.
So it's all a bit of that, but unfortunately, I won't be out there. I'd love to be.
So Oscar Allen's back in your spot though.
I think so. Yes,
in the squad anyway.
Yeah, but he's Aussie's back this week, which is great.
Bo Allen's been named. There's a couple, but the team needs to be trimmed later today.
Yeah.
The final team. But there's a really big opportunity to win this game after the back of building some confidence last week.
Yeah, I think the last sort of 4 weeks we've started to build a bit. I think our footy's been, we put a sort of a 4-week block together that looks obviously
more
better than what we were. Yeah, we're definitely not where we need to be yet, but we're there's a bit of evidence there of what we're doing starting to work a little bit. So hopefully we can get out there on the weekend and do something similar and give ourselves a chance.
Get that luck. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys are putting in the effort. There's no doubt about it, and the improvement is definitely there, and the intent and the commitment is there. But and sometimes you just need some luck. And I asked you just off air before, how's Tom Gross? So he of course was run-down tackle, as he was running towards the goal that would have sealed it for the Eagles, their first win for the season. And my heart broke for him because that's the one moment in the game. But there's a lot of other opportunities where, Jake Waterman missed a couple of goals that normally he would have sunk in it blindfolded, you know. So there's a lot, and that's not to blame him either. Everybody has those sorts I but that's just the really public one, and my heart broke for him, because he's a young kid.
He is a young kid, but at the same time, I as much as it would have been great for him to kick it, I loved it in a way.
He took it on?
Yeah. A lot of young fellas like that, they'll get it and make it someone else's problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that he put it on the wing and had a crack and wanted to take the game on. How many games he played? 3 or 4 games?
Yeah.
I remember what I was like at that. I'm going to get that ball away from me. I don't want to.
Somebody might see me.
He's got a lot to offer, and I did like his dash, and he came on the other week as well in that game. It just goes to show, because he was coming off the standing start. The guy from Richmond had a bit of a couple of metres.
Some momentum.
But he put on the turbo to lay that tackle as well. Like, equally, you
it's a great tackle.
Yeah, you got to take your hats off to good players like that. And it was an amazing tackle. And I'm sure Tommy Gross will get another opportunity in his career, and he'll bang it over, and we'll be forgetting about it and looking back on it.
He does look like a player who can do some damage for the Eagles going forward.
Oh, yeah, man. I think everyone has been really impressed with him.
Is he training the house down?
Yeah, no, he's going well. He's cut his hair too. I don't know I think he's got a really little mud flap at the back. He must have got in the way of seeing that bloke tackle him down. So he's cut it back. But no, he's a ripping young fella.
Yeah, great. That's great.
So it's it's good. And he gave us a chance, but we didn't quite get there. But hopefully this weekend.
But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well said.
That's
exactly.
You got a sticker on the back of your car or something?
Someone told me that while I was on the bench of basketball team.
No, it's true. But, harping on the moment, the reality is the inside 50s and the midfield got hammered in that last part. So being able to play out the 4 quarters is the real issue there. Yeah. You could have won that game, but it was like 20 inside 50s to 5 type of stuff. So maintaining the effort towards the end is the deal. Yeah, definitely. I think most of our last quarters haven't been too bad, but we probably haven't played the good 3 quarters before the last quarter.
True.
So
so 4-quarter effort all round is what we're chasing. And every team's trying to chase for sure, but for us, we sort of need to string that together at the moment. And we've got another opportunity on the weekend, so I'll be cheering the boys on for sure.
Can I ask a completely unrelated question?
Yeah.
Last year we saw that you married your beautiful wife, Maddie. You've been together for a long time. You've got 3 kids. You don't wear a wedding ring.
Yeah, I know, because my fingers are...
Because your fingers are too munted. Is that what you said?
So, yeah, we didn't...
You physically can't get one on. Oh, look
sorry, I can get it on, but then when it's on, it's so loose that it gets caught. So my knuckles really fat to get over it.
Yeah.
And then it gets caught. So I've got to get one of the clip-on ones.
I didn't know you can get a clip-on wedding ring.
Yeah, there's
easy release, Sean, to get it off quickly.
So we were going to get the rings, and for some reason all the focus was on her ring, not mine.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
Crazy.
So we just got a little quick one to get on while we got married. And
what about would you do the tattoo?
Yeah, I've thought about that as well, but. Yeah, I've got
a rubber one. Amy's saying you can get a rubber one.
Yeah, what's the point of a rubber one?
If you can get it off too easily.
He's got 3 kids. It's too late now.
I didn't need it for my finger.
My first one I got was really quite loose to a level. So I used
what
to tie
happened
it in
to
my
it?
board. I lost it in Roto.
Yeah.
That was a tough conversation.
Tell him how.
I was wrestling Aaron Sanderland on a boat.
On a boat.
There you go.
I mean, wasn't his smartest move of all time?
Wrestling
so it just
Aaron
slipped off.
Sandlads.
It's come off, and I really panicked because there was 2 reasons I panicked. The first reason I was panicking, I was thinking, I'm in deep water here. There could be anything swimming around us. And I had to dive down and look for it for ages, obviously. And the second reason, obviously, was going home and telling my wife that it was gone.
That it just fell off. Yeah, because I was wrestling Aaron Sanderland.
Sounds like a made-up story.
I've heard a lot of wrestling stories like that before, actually.
Why wouldn't you wrestle someone your own size, for starters, if you're going to make up a lie about it?
Aaron Sanderland. Oh, we're wrestling. I lost it.
It's just the first name that came to me.
We're both covered in baby oil. Sorry. I don't know.
Just slip.
I can't explain it, but
Well, Gav, good luck with your recovery.
yeah, definitely, Gov. Can't wait
Yeah.
to see you out there.
Thanks
Yes.
very much. Appreciate it.
Good man. We'll catch up with you soon.
See you guys.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Joel Creasy in the house.
Hello, strap in. I am your shot of espresso. And I've just shown you
Yes.
said suit for...
You said insane. That is not an insane suit. That is an insanely beautiful suit.
Oh, thank you very much.
I feel like I've seen you in that before.
How very dare you. It's brand new.
Is it really?
No,
The tag's still on it, Sean.
Sean,
Shit.
what you're thinking of is all the knockoffs you saw in Bali, I think.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
the
did you
real
get it?
deal. It's the real deal.
And did you get me that Sex and the City box set I asked for?
Oh, I got you that one and a few more bits. Yes. Another box set. Should be very
More
interested in.
sex, less city.
Hey, mate, really good to see you. I've got to ask you, first of all, why haven't you got Natalie opening for you in any of the shows that you're doing?
Because he's been there, done that.
I'm not allowed a support act because I'm part of the Perth Comedy Festival this year.
This is the conversation we had with Nazim yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Nazim and I, we have the same tour agent, and we sort of play mind games with her about who can run longer each night, and then we start getting told off by certain festivals.
Yes.
So,
right.
So, because there's somebody on after you.
There's
the
somebody
problem,
on
right?
after,
Yeah,
so I can't really make it, really stretch it out because we get sticky feet.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot to say.
Do you get wrapped up? Is anyone try to wrap you up if you're going really long?
No, the hooks never come out.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But I'm waiting any moment now.
Don't give them the idea. They just start turning the mics off and the lights out.
I know. I'm on at 7 p.m. Saturday night, 6 p.m. Sunday night. I mean, what a heaven time to see a show.
I know, right?
But also, that means there is a show after me, whereas I do like being the later show generally, because then I can have support and then I can talk for, 4 hours, which is how I like to do a show
Because you
normally.
do have stories to tell. Like, now, I've seen this show. I came and saw your last show in the Melbourne Festival.
We had a lovely night.
We did.
Instead of going out and partying, which is normally there's a huge party at the end of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. I mean, it was on, but instead I decided to have a glass of Pinot Noir with one Nat Lock.
Yeah,
that's
and
lovely.
go pick up my fiancé from the airport.
And I can say, you've got to go, don't you, Joel? Don't you have to go to the airport? And he's like,
and just one more thing. And just one more thing. And no, I've just got to tell you this, and I've just got to tell you this. And then, no.
Did you get there in time?
I did.
Okay,
No,
great.
he was running late.
Oh, okay, so it was fine.
I was like, I could have gotten one more juicy
That's
story
right.
with that.
One more drink under my belt.
No, I was driving very
He was driving.
responsibly.
He's very responsible.
I'm not a very good driver at the best of times. I'm a touch parker.
What's that?
Oh, I like to hear a crunch, and that's when I know I'm in the bay.
Well,
I'm in.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm in no position to criticise after I Sunday
I saw.
night made quite the mess.
I saw what happened. I saw on your socials. That is that's a Joel level type.
I know. And in Joel tradition, I was leaving a gig. Leaving a gig.
Such gig pigs, you
I know. And then it's the car park under the library in Northbridge, and it is. It's a bit of a tight. I had to do this tight turn, and then I reached down to get my ticket, and then the car in front had moved off, and I took off and just cleaned up a railing.
Oh no!
I do know the damage for a fact, Natalie. I found out yesterday.
Yeah, do you?
14.5 grand.
Oh, that's what insurance is for.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I have to pay
That's a good one.
$1,000 of that.
Wow.
Hey, Joel, when,
Yes.
when you were growing up in Applecross, the hard streets, right?
Oh yeah, the
you-
mean
The
main
streets of
streets.
Applecross.
Using your parents' cars like we've all done in our time. How
Yes.
were you then? Did you knock a few in?
Oh, absolutely, and blamed it on sisters, dogs, because I failed my driving test 7 times.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, the first time I was only in the car for 30 seconds because I drove into the wall of the instruction centre.
And wait, they fail you for that?
Well, he said, get out of the car. And I was like, have I passed already? I'd assigned 45 minutes to this. And then this is really bad the third time.
Okay.
The third time.
Oh, I didn't pass, by the way, I didn't pass first go.
No,
don't know if
I
it's
got
speeding.
it second, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're all such losers.
Second.
Okay. Amy is a good first, but 7.
Oh, shockers.
Go to the third.
The third time, I hit the girl taking the test after me.
Oh!
So is that
Well,
right?
as a
She's okay.
she's a
fine.
pedestrian.
She was waiting to do her test, and I took her out.
And that was right at the end? And what was your
Actually, right at the end, he was like, "You failed again." I only think I got my license because he was like, "You are so irritating. Just take it and don't tell anyone."
That was like me trying to get my senior swimming certificate. It took me 6 goes, and in the end, I think they just gave it to me out of pity.
Sorry,
and I'm a terrible swimmer.
I'm just processing that your senior swimming certificate. Gosh, you are sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is a senior swimming?
Oh, like you went through the levels basically. So when you did swimming lessons, you went through levels.
Let's go.
You did your junior certificate, intermediate, senior. Not for seniors. Not for seniors. I'm talking about when I was 12.
Last year or so.
Get out. Get out.
Sorry, I love you, Natalie.
You're so good.
I was like, wow.
No.
You look so young.
After my intermediate and before you went to the proper ones.
Oh, God, is Nat doing the Rotto swim or something?
She's volunteering over
I would
there.
never.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh, that's
hey, but
too funny.
so you only touch on the third go. There's another 4 goes after that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in those
Just little
ones.
things, reverse
just
parking.
little, yeah. Oh, well, this is the thing. I can't reverse parallel.
Yeah.
So I just drive and drive and drive around until I can find a park.
Till
that
somebody
I can,
leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that reverse park, I bet you reverse park.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Tim and Ricky
tell.
Lee do the same.
I don't. I'm a normal front-in parker.
Yeah, front in. So I had to wait until the test where I got a really easy, kind of loose driving instructor that didn't make me do a reverse parallel.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm a good parallel parker, but I don't reverse into a park that you can drive into. Why would you?
Cameras.
Well, because you can show off.
Yeah, and then you get out quickly.
My daughter's friend, she got her license. We were discussing this only last week when she was over for dinner, and I said, "You got to tell me the story how you got your license again." She got to a point where they needed to do a reverse parallel park, and she said to the guy, "I'm not in the mood." He went, "No worries, we'll do something else." And they did it, and anyway, she passed. I'm like, "How did you pass?" You can say
Only
that.
I'd known.
I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood.
A 17-year-old girl, he's probably like, "Nah."
Oh,
Don't worry
wow.
about it.
I'm never in the mood for anything. Never. I never want to leave my bed. I just want to lie in bed and stare at the roof for the rest of my life. I call it filing my thoughts.
Filing your thoughts.
Yeah, there's
That's
a lot of
great.
voices up there. You know?
Yeah. You've got to just put them in their place.
Any real life stories that make you show?
Oh, yes. Which ones can I? Well, I talk about getting engaged.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story.
Last year, I'm off the market social.
Oh, spewing.
And I got engaged to the love of my life, Jack. I think is his name. And we've been together for 8.5 years. And he's so hot.
He really is.
He really is.
He was a proper international model, wasn't he?
He was a proper Milan
Yeah.
catwalk model. And I know if that sounds arrogant, it's meant to.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Like, I am so proud of myself.
So good.
I have worked so hard for this, and we're one of those couples that go jogging together, which I hate us.
Yeah.
And Jack jogs with his shirt off because he is ripped. He was a packet model. He was an underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on the packet.
On
you
the
mean?
packet,
Yeah.
which is not my first time dating a packet model. My ex was the gangrenous foot on the Winnie Blues packet, so I have leveled up. But he runs with his shirt off. I run with my shirt on because I look like
And
a
his
paper-
shirt on. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is. And I wonder what people driving past think of the dynamic of the two of us.
Yeah.
They're like, who's that hot guy with his aunt running behind him with his asthma puffer?
That is so nice to say that about your partner. I can't remember last time I had a compliment.
Oh, really?
Oh, that you heard one or you gave one.
Rove's
Actually,
great.
both. Yeah.
I just did Taskmaster with Rove.
Oh, yeah, no, he was telling me because he came in one day to help me out.
Yes,
Actually,
when
Nat
it
was
was my
away. It was
birthday,
Nat's birthday. So you guys were
Did
over
you
New
guys get
Zealand.
birthdays
Really?
off over here? Oh,
Well,
normally
it took
I
me a
take
long time. It took me 23 years to get it.
Oh,
So,
Blackers
yeah.
would never let me do that. Yeah, so you got a compliment? Or
yes.
would you like one? Are you fishing?
No, of course I'm fishing.
Like your hat.
Thank you.
No, you've got a nice square jaw.
Hey, Joel, how do your artistic skills sit?
Oh, you're welcome, Sean.
Are you a good drawer?
I was the arts captain of my high school, but that was kind of like a umbrella. It was almost like a
Sorry.
Give him something.
like a wink wink slur.
Yeah,
you know
no.
what I mean? They were like, "Oh yeah, you're the."
We know where you went to
arts
school, and
yeah.
they're very good at football.
Yes. I went to school with Ben Cousins, Buddy Franklin, and on notable alumni.
Yes.
On the Wikipedia page, it goes Ben Cousins, Buddy Franklin, Joel Creasy. It's like got the odd one out.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.